Let's talk about Jack Hughes. Interesting question, interesting answer. He's got to earn it. But like you said about Nico Hischier a couple years ago.
I liked his answer, though, because, you know, he's going to earn it, but he's also going to put him in a role where he can be successful. Jack Hughes was taken first overall, not because he can play third-line checking centerman. A lot of guys can play third-line checking centerman. And what guys can't do is do what he does with the puck and dynamic playmaker and get his line mates thriving and scoring goals. And so if you look at the depth chart, Hischier, Hughes, H&H, you can put one or the other. Hischier and Hall have had a good connection over the years, so I wouldn't be surprised if Palmieri slides in and around. Maybe he's
Hughes
a trigger
and Hall
man.
trained together in the summer, so they always have
Palmieri
chemistry.
Can really shoot it. Hughes is a tremendous passer. I think Cole Caulfield. And so there may be some flexibility there, but lines 1, 2, 3, pretty good for New Jersey. I mean, if everyone stays healthy, and that's a big if, and the fourth line, some energy and, you know, some youth and some depth, and who knows how that shakes out. But 1, 2, 3, interchangeable parts. Coach talked about internal competition, so if somebody in the second line is not getting it done, Blake Coleman's there pushing up from underneath. Miles, that's what you want, to have that kind of internal competition where nothing given. But I think Jack Hughes absolutely will play in the top 6. He'll play on the power play. He'll play with good line mates. And I think Palmieri was the leading scorer on the team last year at 50 points. He'll have more than 50 points next year. Wherever he plays. He will. Now, he might not lead the team in scoring because Taylor Hall will, but he's going to be a dynamic offensive contributor no matter what. And he should be. He's got to be in those. He's got to be put in that role.
All right, so everything looking good right now. It doesn't usually play out the way it looks on paper often.
True.
What's your biggest question mark for the Devils at this point?
I still think some depth on defense. PK Subban will go a long way to addressing that because he can play 25 minutes every situation, power play, penalty kill. But Andy Green's getting a little bit older. Vatanen, you know, he's a decent player, but what's he going to be? Will Butcher, a young guy. How good Ty Smith becomes, I think, is hugely important because Severson, you know, he's a functional NHLer. He's certainly probably going to be a 4, 5, 6 guy. But can Green play big minutes with PK and be a number one pair? Butcher and Vatanen, will they be exposed a little bit defensively because they're not as robust without the puck as they were with it? Ty Smith can become a top 4 guy. Now, that's asking a lot for defensemen. Everyone talks about how long it takes for them to develop. But if he can, then that changes everything for the New Jersey Devils. Right now, their depth on defense is a bit of a concern. We'll see how it develops into the year. And then, of course, the biggest question of them all. Corey Schneider looked like Corey Schneider of old the last 2 months of the season. Was that an aberration of, kind of garbage time at the end of the year? Or was he finally healthy with his hips and back on his game and able to play? He went a calendar year without winning a game.
It's insane.
It's
for a guy who used to be a top 5 goaltender.
That. But if you look at his numbers the last couple months, it was much closer to the Corey Schneider that we saw the first 7, 8, 9 years of his career. If that's who he's going to be, then the Devils are locked in the net, and that's going to be fine. If it's not, then everything we just talked about means nothing, because without the good goaltending, new coach, new toys, PK, Taylor, Jack, none of it matters if you don't get the goaltending.
Exactly, and that goes for any team in the NHL.
They're not unique that way.